Alright, so today I was just doing a couple little odd jobs, nothing too big. It's been a couple days since I did the, almost a week now, which is the recommended time for giving this time to fully cure and stuff. I already went ahead and ordered another set of 4 bottles. Mostly because, I mean, there are definitely some areas that I missed. I knew this was going to happen. You can see when you look real closely in areas like here, right there. You can see some spots here where it was kind of difficult. I'm definitely going to get more earplugs before I do this again, because the newspaper worked, but it just kind of, it made some spots like that. And there are spots you can see yellow kind of shining through, really difficult to get spots. And then there are spots like up here where you can see I had a lot of trouble getting up there. And up there quite as far as I wanted, just because it was really difficult to aim there. I also think I'm going to just do this, because I think the console actually covers up to like here or so. And I'm going to just go ahead over this. There's no reason not to, really. Also, over there in that little corner of the tailgate, little spot there. And I really didn't like how that came out, so I think I'm just going to go over. Originally, I was against going over the case for the latch mechanism there. But I think I'm just going to go right over. I don't see any reason not to. I mean, I can't think of a reason I'd ever really need to get in there. Something could happen, yeah, but, you know, it's an older Jeep anyway, so you got to expect things are going to go, which is going to bring me to what I got to show you in a second, but I'm going to do that, and I'm going to do the brackets for the soft top there. But otherwise, it's really good. You know, most of it's come out good. I did put the seat back in, like, after the first day, so underneath the seat is kind of a little, like, pressed down. Maybe not as nice as, like, how this looks, but the seat's going to be there anyways, indefinitely, so who cares, right? I mean, really, that kind of comes down to some of that sometimes. Like, yeah, maybe this doesn't look perfect right here, but or like here, but who cares, because the console is going to cover all that, so it's kind of one of those things. But so this has come out really good. I'm very happy with this. Like I said, you know, it's great. It's like it's a completely different vehicle. It doesn't look the same to me at all. It's where I've been. It's been the biggest project on my list, and I don't know if I'm going to do a bigger project on this Jeep ever. So it's just it's pretty good. I got a little bit more to do before it's completely done, and I feel satisfied about it. But otherwise, it's really nice. But today I went ahead and I didn't show this before I did. I've dumped it now. I had ordered, this came a while back actually when I started to Bedline, but I need to finish that first. A can of internal frame coating, which I've been talking about for a little while, to go nicely with the POR 15 on the outside. The internal frame coating is for the inside, and it comes with, I'd seen it before, I thought this was a really clever idea. The nozzle just goes right on top of the can there, and you just spray down on it, and it's a huge little hose that you can stick up, deliberately meant for things like this. And I've seen people do this, and you put it in here, and you spray, and there's a little, sort of like, I think it's a tri-nozzle on there, and it sprays in all kinds of directions, and it sprays a pretty good, like a kind of splatter, like kind of like a scatter shot. And it gets up really good in there. Now, the thing about this is, other than just looking in right there, you can see that kind of like greenish color, sort of like this. That's the kind of, it's actually kind of nice that it's that color, because it really sticks out easier to see what you're doing and where you're getting coverage. Because obviously, you know, it's one of these things where you can see it on paper, you know, you can see it, you can do it on something outside, like a little piece if you want to do a test on it. But when it comes to actually looking into your frame, unless you have one of those, they make like cameras, you know, that go on for pipes and military use and things like that. But unless you have one of those, you know, it's kind of a matter of just kind of poking your eyes around here and saying like, well, it looks like I got most of the coverage. Now, I used one can, and I was able to go around and do each hole once and a couple twice. You can see out here, this kind of got sprayed a little on there. And that's okay, because I'm just going to do another coat of POR 15 on there anyways, anywhere like that. But yeah, that's what it's meant for. I went around, did every little hole. I went in here, I got these little holes where this is obviously rusting in here. And I went around to every little bit at least once, and got some places twice. And I feel like I got pretty good coverage, actually. There was quite a bit in the can, to be honest with you. The can was like 18 bucks, I think, just about 20 bucks. But it's a pretty big can. It had a lot in there. It was enough to do the whole thing here. If I'm going to be buying another can at some point, but I'd probably recommend buying 2 and doing a coat and then waiting for it to dry and then try to get another coat where you think you might have missed some. Because, like I said, it's kind of one of those things where you get a little skeptical, because you can see it there, but then you're like, did I really get it here? Did I get it here? There's no way to check unless I'm going to cut my frame open, which, you know, that's not going to happen. So, seems like good stuff. I've heard some good stuff about it, and it's kind of like I might as well, you know what I mean? It's Eastwood. They make good stuff. It's one of those things where I can't see in there. I know it's probably pretty bad, but it's kind of like, you know, I might as well, because it couldn't really hurt. So I did the other side too, of the inside of the frame. I did up in here in these little weird areas where it's like you can't get anything in there. So I'm gonna buy another can at some point, and hopefully that'll go over good. and I washed out the center console. And I took off the flaps again here, and well, everything was good, you know, where I'd PR15 and everything, and I was planning on putting the back flares back on now that I had actually, what you can see here is I had gotten into this part where I was worried about stuff getting in, and that's where I'd really put a lot of frame coating. So that's kind of one area you can see that, oh look, I got some of the frame coating in there, and I got in there really good. That's where I've got some of the thick layers. And then I made a dumb mistake of trying to use a hammer to get this pin out, and this just let go, which is unfortunate because I knew this was all weak here, and that was just silly of me. So the whole thing here, you can tell that it just kind of let go there, and that's unfortunate. Big spot right there now. Didn't I have something similar happen on the other side? I want to say I did, where I was no, what am I thinking of? I thought I'd pulled something else off too. Maybe it's just that. Oh yeah, here I'd gotten these out. These were stuck in here, and this one kind of was a little bit of a pain, and I ended up using a chisel and hammer, and kind of it didn't hold there. And I kind of knew it wasn't going to hold because it was so weak to begin with. But that's just unfortunate. I'm gonna have to think about what I'm gonna do there because yeah, obviously I can't. You know, it's just coming right off. You know, but at least it's not the frame collapsing on itself. That's an inconsequential area, really. I mean, it's not going to get any worse there now that I have PR15 and the internal frame coating. Same on this side. Like, I know I can't. This isn't magically going to fix this from not getting any stronger, but it's not going to get any worse. But this, like, I just started to pull this back because this isn't going to stay here now, and there's just sand. Look at this. I mean, I don't know if you can see this, but let's see. Just, I like where my finger is right now. It's like I'm sticking my finger into the ground, like. And this is sand too. This is there was sand in the tub too, which is just I wouldn't even remember it being there before. But there was sand, all kinds of crap. This has been to the beach, which I think is probably one of the, or you know, off-road in a sandy kind of area. Which, oh my gosh, this is just, I'm just peeling away more stuff. But there is just like somehow it seems as if someone took like a handful of sand and just stuffed it up inside. Like that's what it seems like, because there is just so much sand, so much dirt, and you know, no wonder that areas like this have become where they've gotten to. But yeah, I'm not gonna get too upset over this, though it sucks to lose this pinhole, and I'm not sure how I'm gonna get the flap here to stay back in. I might have to get creative. At some point, I might have to do something here to get something here, because that's you know, not. It's bad in the sense that I don't have anywhere to stick that, but I'm gonna keep going with it. It's unfortunate that had to happen. If I wasn't being so I guess rough, you could say, that probably wouldn't have happened, but that's too bad. So yeah, I mean, you know, the Bedliner is good. Keep an update on that. It's good. I gotta do another coat. Like I said, I already ordered more, and it won't be as hard to do a second coat this time because I'm just gonna spray it right over it, so that won't be tricky. Not to mention, I ordered the I was careful to order the black kit this time. But yeah, other than this this thing falling out, everything's pretty good. Internal frame coating, like I said, there's no way to really judge it, but it seems like good stuff, and I figured, why not? What could it hurt? So I'll probably order another can of that and doing that again. But there's no real way to show you that other than, you know, I sprayed around here and got a good coverage all in here. But yeah, that's how things are going for now. I'm going to try to put these fender flares back on because I think it really needs it, because it's getting a lot of mud kicked up here. Plus it would look good. I took the time to paint them and look them all nice, so that's what I'm going to stop that. If I figure out something to do here, I'll make something there. I got to get back in here eventually, but for now I'm just going to put these back on, and that'll be the end of that. What the fuck? Alright, so I just had to tack this on. I went ahead and started really blowing out that spot there. It actually is connected here and here in this little area that can't be accessed by a human being. Except now that there's a gigantic gaping hole there, I can kind of get in there, which really makes me wonder how this much, I mean, there is a crap ton of sand in there, so it makes me wonder how that much sand got in there. I'm kind of curious, really. But what really gave me a shock was all this, so I don't know how all this happened, but yeah, there must be a hole in here somewhere, because there is just a crap ton of sand inside now, which is just, come on, man. I just had this thing bedlined. So I kind of want to figure out where the sand is kind of coming up through. But yeah, I just thought I'd share that somehow there is actually a hole here, so that's one way I might have actually gotten in, but kind of interesting.